Buckle up, everyone, because what we're about to unravel could be the most explosive controversy to ever shake the world of daytime television.
Democrats in the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
It looks like The View is in absolute crisis mode, and this time, they might not be able to talk their way out of it. Karoline Leavitt, the unapologetic conservative powerhouse, has just flipped their smear campaign on its head, turning it into an $800 million legal catastrophe. That's right, reports are flying that The View is now begging her to back down. Why? Because this lawsuit could financially cripple the show and potentially take down its biggest stars. We're talking Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin, all scrambling behind the scenes, reportedly pleading for damage control. So, what exactly did The View say to land themselves in this much trouble? What was Karoline's epic mic drop response that sent their legal team into full-blown panic mode? And the biggest question of all, will ABC finally pull the plug on The View before this spirals even further out of control? Trust me, you don't want to miss this. But before we break it all down, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more exclusive, drama-filled updates. Did you just subscribe? Awesome. Now, let's get into it.
Well, listen. If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
And disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world. We have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex and all of this other BS, quite frankly.
Let's set the stage once again. The View is in full-blown damage control, scrambling to contain the fallout from their latest controversy. This time, it's Karoline Leavitt, who has turned their reckless attacks into an $800 million legal catastrophe. That's right, the very show that thrives on outrage is now desperately trying to make this mess disappear. And why? Because Joy Behar, in her usual smug fashion, suggested that Karoline's rise to success had nothing to do with skill or dedication, but was simply because Trump thinks she's a 10. Excuse me, what? Did Joy just reduce a sharp, accomplished woman to nothing more than her looks? The hypocrisy is unreal. The same hosts who preach about women supporting women just completely discredited a young conservative's achievements in one of the most disrespectful ways imaginable. But here's where it gets even better. Karoline isn't backing down. Oh no, she's firing back with legal action that has The View's biggest stars reportedly begging her to stop. And now, that reckless smear could cost them $800 million. Stay tuned, because we're about to dive into the lawsuit that has Whoopi, Joy, and Sunny terrified of what happens next.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though. It's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous...
Meanwhile, Whoopi Goldberg doubled down, claiming that without wokeness, Karoline wouldn't even have a career. And let's not forget Sunny Hostin, who took her shot, insinuating that Karoline's success was nothing more than privilege at play.
I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world.
These commentators said, Whoopi is mansplaining the press secretary job to Karoline Leavitt. Hilarious.
Oh man, you could feel the anger spreading instantly. Backlash was immediate and intense. Viewers flooded social media, slamming The View for its clear hypocrisy. One viral comment put it perfectly. The View claims to support women, unless they're conservative. Then it's all-out attack mode. But here's where things get really interesting. Instead of ignoring the remarks, Karoline Leavitt chose not to stay silent. Nope, she took legal action, clapped back, and hit The View, right where it hurts, their bank accounts.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek
Rather
immediate—
than getting caught up in pointless social media battles, Karoline Leavitt went straight for the kill. She slapped The View with a massive $800 million lawsuit, accusing them of defamation, slander, and deliberate attacks meant to destroy her career. Let's be clear, this isn't just a lawsuit. This is an all-out war. Reports say The View's legal team is in full-blown panic mode, and for good reason. Karoline isn't just defending herself, she's challenging the entire mainstream media machine. Her lawsuit claims The View has a long history of smearing and silencing conservative voices, and this case could be the one that finally brings them down. Now, let's talk about ABC's reaction. Network executives, absolutely furious. They're scrambling to contain the fallout before advertisers start pulling their funding. But honestly, at this point, it might already be too late.
Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point.
And here's where it gets downright humiliating. Behind the scenes, The View's hosts are reportedly begging Karoline to settle the case privately. Yeah, imagine that. Joy Behar, the same woman who mocked Karoline on live TV, is now scrambling to save herself. As for Whoopi Goldberg, sources say she's desperately reaching out through mutual contacts, hoping for a private sit-down to smooth things over. And Sunny Hostin? Well, her team is in full panic mode, with legal experts warning she could be personally liable for millions in damages. Oh, how the tables have turned. The once smug, untouchable hosts of The View are now doing everything they can to make this disaster disappear. But here's the catch. Karoline isn't budging. She knows this isn't just about her. It's about holding the media accountable for years of lies, smears, and reckless attacks. And her supporters, they're absolutely loving it. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. Karoline Leavitt is doing what everyone wishes they could, making The View pay for their lies. But hold on, things are about to get even worse for The View.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on—
At this point, ABC is in full-blown crisis mode. Executives are reportedly panicking over how disastrous this lawsuit could become, with insiders claiming that major sponsors are growing uneasy. Some are even considering pulling their ads from The View entirely. And let's be real, The View has been walking on thin ice for years. Between Whoopi Goldberg's past suspensions, Joy Behar's endless controversies, and the show's crumbling credibility, it's no secret that ABC has been debating pulling the plug for a while. But here's the real kicker. This lawsuit could be the final nail in the coffin. If the show's own hosts are now desperately pleading for the case to be dropped, well, that tells you everything you need to know. The View is falling apart, the network is in chaos, and Karoline Leavitt, she's winning. All right, folks. Now it's your turn. Do you think Karoline Leavitt is right to keep fighting this case? Should The View be held accountable for their reckless attacks? And most importantly, is this the moment that finally takes The View down for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more breaking updates.